This chart maps a massive disconnect in enterprise technology. By 2027, companies will invest over $32 billion in data and analytics. Yet despite this capital injection, user adoption remains entirely stagnant, flatlining at exactly 35% for 7 years. Organizations have more data collected and prettier dashboards deployed than at any point in history, but actual day-to-day decision-making is paralyzed by the sheer complexity of interacting with that data. The bottleneck starts at the very foundation, with the data steward. Data engineers are drowning in tedious, manual pipeline maintenance, spending their hours cleaning, collecting, and transforming raw information just to make it readable. Then the process stalls again with the business intelligence analyst. Instead of performing deep, predictive analysis, highly trained analysts are reduced to operating a dashboard factory. They spend their days fielding endless, ad hoc report requests from other departments. Finally, the line of business executive receives those reports. They abandon the complex pie charts and layered filters almost immediately. They do not want to slice and dice metrics. They simply want a direct answer to a business question so they can make a move. Traditional business intelligence creates a cycle where humans act like computers, endlessly sifting through static noise to find a usable signal. Generative AI and conversational chatbots appear to be the obvious fix to this data paralysis. You ask a natural language question, and the model synthesizes an immediate answer. But for highly regulated industries like healthcare, finance, and defense, consumer-facing large language models are completely off the table. The left side shows the vulnerability of generic AI. Feeding sensitive information into a public black box violates compliance and leaks proprietary advantage. The alternative is sovereign AI, building the intelligence architecture inside the corporate firewall, retaining absolute governance over telemetry. To safely clear that 35% adoption hurdle, enterprises require a private, deterministic reasoning engine that they fully own. Treecapital Technologies engineered Anven specifically to serve as this sovereign intelligence layer, upgrading every human touchpoint in the data pipeline. This blueprint details how Anven deploys within isolated virtual private clouds. It automates SQL generation directly within this secure foundation. Because it operates air-gapped with layered encryption, there's zero data exfiltration, natively satisfying HIPAA and GDPR. With data automatically structured, the business intelligence analyst is freed from mundane report generation, scaling up to manage high-level semantic layers and domain logic. The analyst tunes Anven's cross-reasoning engine to synthesize complex insights. Instead of querying a single database sequentially, the model evaluates multiple disparate tables simultaneously to build a complete picture. Anven moves data teams from performing manual pipeline maintenance to engineering proactive, secure intelligence. Which brings us to the ultimate consumer of this data, the line of business executive who needs an immediate, localized answer. They interact with Anven through a clean, Gemini native interface. Instead of hunting through endless dashboards, the executive simply asks, what's driving the Q4 forecast variance? Behind the scenes, Anven uses Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. It cross-references the natural language query directly against internal vector databases. If a data point does not exist in the company's records, the AI reports the absence rather than fabricating a response. To build executive trust, the interface features a think-aloud reasoning path. It displays the model's step-by-step logic, providing hover state citations to verify source data instantly. This conversational pivot closes the gap between raw data and actionable insight. It turns natural language directly into precise database reasoning. When the complexity of data querying is abstracted into natural conversation, the specialized skill barrier vanishes. Analytic power shifts directly to the business user, allowing 90% of data consumers to suddenly possess the capability to become content creators. This sovereign architecture scales across the most heavily regulated global markets. A financial firm can instantly stress test thousands of client portfolios without exposing a single row of sensitive data to the outside world. Looking at this ecosystem breakdown, we see how Anven achieves this widespread scale. Using optimized, quantized 3 billion parameter models, the system runs high-performance inference locally, pushing intelligence safely to mobile and edge devices. An e-commerce brand can deploy Anven as a reasoning engine within LangChain to orchestrate entire agentic workflows. The system can autonomously resolve supply chain anomalies the exact moment they register in the database. Deploying a sovereign cognitive partner transforms raw proprietary data into a secure, long-term strategic advantage. Organizations that own their intelligence layer finally bridge the chasm between